At the start of the round, typically you want to throw a Molotov towards lane to prevent T's from rushing cave. But this alone isn't always enough, since T's can extinguish the Molotov to keep pushing. To punish the T's, you simply need to pair this Molotov with an HE. The HE softens them up before they make it to the entrance of cave, giving you the health advantage when the fight comes. A key part about cave is that timing wise, you will always beat the T's to the initial choke point no matter which spawn you have. That means even if you don't want to learn the lane Molotov, the spawn timings still allow you to use it for the entrance of cave. Because you beat the T's to the initial choke point, you have the option to play in the very left corner. From the T's perspective, it means this whole right side is available to you. But the T's are still close enough that you can't cross to the right corner. If they use their best spawn, they can catch you. Something you can also do is to throw a flash off the wall as you enter. The flash will blind them as they round the corner. If you're facing a rush, a safe way to deal with this is to fall back into the second room and drop the smoke in front. This forces the T's through a narrow choke point that's easy to stop. Another thing to watch out for is a T rushing from the right side, from mid. This is possible especially if your teammates don't have eyes on mid, so don't assume the fight will always come from the left. Often you'll run into a cave smoke at the start of the round. When this happens, make sure you let your mid teammates know that a T could be coming from lane. But there are still plays you can make around this smoke. Take a look at how Biguzera navigates this smoke to fight mid. He stays within the smoke as much as possible so that T's wouldn't be able to see him from the other side. Additionally, you can smoke the entire choke point yourself if you want to take a fast approach to fight mid. Make sure you also put yourself behind cover as soon as possible, otherwise you could be spammed. If you decide to just stay inside of cave when the smoke is up, just keep in mind there's an opening that T's can jump spot to see if you're crossing to the right. When you're playing inside a cave, there's also the opportunity to wallbang. Bullets will penetrate the white walls and anything that's wooden. When you're playing inside this room, you might be wondering the difference between playing on the left side or the right side. If you play on the right side, T's can actually see your shoulder without you seeing them because they're further away from the angle. On the left side, you have more of an even fight since the distances are more similar. Although the CT has a shadow advantage, this isn't enough if someone peeks you directly, as the shadow doesn't give quick enough of a warning. You don't always have to take direct duels, there's also the option of jiggle peeking from the connecting room. If a player challenges, he can fall back and drop the smoke. Keep in mind though that a player who peeks from the right side will actually see your shoulder without you seeing them. This is because, once again, they have the angle advantage because they're further away from the angle. It's very common for T's to Molotov the corner, which will naturally force you back. When you fall back to the second room, you can jiggle with the smoke from the entrance of the site. If a player peeks, you throw the smoke to block. Timing the smoke is key. In this example, Rain hears the Molotov coming and drops the smoke in front, allowing him to shut down the push coming in. Because this is a common play, there's also an option to do a bait setup with your teammate. If T's think you're playing alone and push through the smoke, your teammate in the corner will punish them. And if they don't bite, as soon as your teammate makes contact, you can swing out. If you throw a deeper smoke, it actually gives you a chance to retake the first room. Here you'll see Chopper slowly creeping into the smoke. Once it fades, he challenges, and this opens up space for a teammate to take the fight as well. If you've been jiggling with the smoke a lot, you can occasionally place an AWP to catch the T off guard. If you have a teammate in the corner, the AWP can throw this flash to retake Cheetah. It's a middle click throw that pops just at the entrance, making it hard to dodge. Keep in mind though that the throw itself can be heard by anyone inside a Cheetah. It won't be heard if the T is outside like this. That said, T's won't always think it's a flash for Cheetah since CTs often throw flashes for ramp too. Let's talk about what you can do if the T's hit the B site. Often the entrance to the site will be smoked off, so if you have an HE you can break the smoke temporarily to catch the cross towards CT. Alternatively, if you have a smoke, you can bounce it off the wall so it lands next to default. This opens up a path for you to go towards the cubby and fight. If no smokes are involved, it's possible to take a very narrow fight behind default. The key is you need to hug default as much as possible so that the T who holds from these steps at B can't get an angle on you. If you watch this from Fame's point of view, he can't actually see ZTR coming out of cave from this spot. If he tries to move forward to clear more of the entrance, then he'll be exposing himself to long. When long isn't smoked, this is the opening you have. If you give up control of cave and decide to play inside the site, often you'll be the one who transitions to holding ramp, while your teammate will pick up cave from long. This allows you to play off of each other depending on which side makes contact first. Sometimes to hold the site against a split, you may want to focus on one of the two sides. Here Kerrigan smokes the entrance of cave, then commits pushing down ramp to isolate the incoming split. Here's some tricks to help you. If cave isn't smoked, this is a very specific wallbang lineup for the bottom of ramp you could use. It'll kill the player who crouches for the boost. Here's a way to throw a front cave smoke from spawn that you or a teammate could do. It lands at lane just before the entrance of cave. And what this does is it allows you to focus solely on peeking mid without needing to worry about throwing the smoke just before. If you're in the second room, this is a quick way to throw a flash towards the B ramp to push off an opera on top of the box. If you use a smoke early in the round, you can also get your teammate to drop you a smoke to hold the second room. This gives you ways to expand your presence as Ts have to wait out each smoke. If Ts throw the Molotov that lands between the first room and the second room, Biguzera has this retake smoke from further back. The smoke lands at the entrance so it isolates the fight to just the player and Cheetah. From here he'll throw a simple flash and peek with it. Another way to deal with this Molotov is to just pre-smoke it. If the Ts throw this Molotov, this smoke will extinguish it, letting you hold the angle for longer. Ts also won't be able to see you falling back if they chase you, as the smoke covers your exit. That's gonna be it. If you thought this video was helpful, you probably want to check this one out too.